Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm sure most of you guys clicked on the video because you've seen the thumbnail or you've seen the title of this video. But what I can assure you, this is definitely not a clickbait, because I really have two Daytonas that I bought from an AD that have absolutely no relationship with them. I have no private relationship. I have no special relationship with anyone at the AD. I just walked in, I just asked for the watch, and so happened they have it, and I bought it on the spot. Now there's actually no big secret on how I did it. You can actually do it yourself. You can actually go ahead and try it. What I'm going to do is just going to tell you my process and how I approach things when I did it. Okay, straight up, I'm not going to waste any of your time. I'm just going to go into answering the question on the hand, and that is, I actually bought the two Rolex Daytonas from an AD at the airport. Oh wait, thank you, Captain Obvious. I really know that. Don't lie to me, okay? I've been to ADs at the airport. They're always stuck. There's no way you get any steel sports model there. That is true, because the AD at the airport is kind of like a roulette wheel. You really have to depend on your luck when you go in and ask them to see whether what they have available, because you're not going to get it necessarily every single time. But there are some tips and tricks that I've noticed. I'm going to share them with you on how you're going to get to improve your chances of getting a steel sports model from the AD at the airport. Okay, number one is that the ADs at the airport normally do not have a customer profile or a customer purchase history, because there's just no way for a regular customer, to go in and out unless they are able to travel. Also, whenever new watches arrive at the AD, they usually can't reserve those watches for their clients. They can't really call them and tell them, oh, hey, we have this watch, come and get it. And well, customers can't exactly freely walk in and out of the AD at the airport, because they really have to be either traveling, and pass by the customs. So the sales advisors at the ADs at the airports are specifically instructed not to reserve watches. A bit of disclaimer, I'm not sure this applies to all ADs at all airports, but around the region, this is what I have heard and what I have seen. Okay, point number two is that, assuming you are a regular traveler and you pass by the airport on a regular basis, on a business trip or, visiting a family at the same route, I want you, and you should do this, go into the AD, approach a sales advisor and ask them this question. And the question is, when does the new shipment of your watches arrive? Now, if you're extremely lucky or you met a sales advisor who's really friendly, she or he might be able to give you an exact answer. But most of the cases, if you are able to get an answer out of them, it'll be hints like, oh, shipment arrives at the beginning of the month, at the middle of the month, or at the end of the month. Then, using those information, what you can do is that you can strategically plan your trips around those shipment times and, increase your chances of getting those watches. Okay, point number three is that steel or sports model watches are usually not on display and hidden at the storage room behind. I think the reason that they do this is to deter people who actually walk into the shop, to window shop, whenever they have free time before their flight, and they have no intention to actually buy a Rolex watch. But what happens is that, they have heard that Rolex watches do command a good premium on the secondary market. Even though they have no intention, to buy a Rolex watch, they may, if they see a steel sports model, buy it on a whim, and resell it on the secondary market outside. And now, here comes the story on how I got my Rolex Daytonas from the ADs at the airport. What I did was I initially walked in, and I specifically went to a sales advisor and asked them if they had any steel sports model watches. The response that I always gotten is that no, we don't have them, because I didn't specifically mention a specific model that I'm looking for. And those two times that I went in, I actually asked if they have any Rolex Daytonas, because at that time I was really interested to get one. It didn't matter to me that the Daytona was in steel or whether it's in precious metal. I just wanted to get one. And when they heard that I wasn't looking for just a steel sports model watches or a steel Daytona, and precious metals are fine by me, what they said to me was that, hold on, I think we may have some Daytonas in precious metals. Let me go back to the storage room and check. And that's when I got unlucky. And yeah, I think what helped me was that I didn't mind that those watches weren't in steel, and that I'm also okay with precious metals, whether it be two-tone or the full gold, full yellow gold, or full rose gold, and that just kind of increases my chance of them offering me at that point of time. And that's how I managed to get my Rolex Daytona in full white gold from an airport in Singapore. And I also managed to get another Rolex Daytona in full rose gold from an airport in Hong Kong. Of course, I visited many different Rolex 80s at different airports, and I even been to the same Rolex 80s where I got these two Daytonas, and I didn't get lucky every single time. But what it shows is that it is possible to get one at retail price, and if you're really lucky and they just happen to get their shipment at that point of time when you're visiting them, you are able to get one at retail price. And to me, I personally really like the idea of discovering a watch at a Rolex 80 and being able to purchase those watches at retail prices, because the feeling that you get when you chance upon a sports model watch and you're able to buy it at retail, the feeling is just so exhilarating. Alright guys, I think that's about it for this video. If you have any comments, please feel free to post your thoughts below. Please click like and subscribe to the channel to hear more from me, and more tips will be coming your way. As always, stay safe and happy collecting guys. Bye.